Hi students, today I am going to discuss about a basic C programming for the beginners. See, if you want to print a name, date of birth and mobile number. A simple program, let me explain. Write a C program to print your name, date of birth and mobile number. So for that, first you have to take the preprocessor symbol, that is hash. And here in this preprocessor, we have included standard input output functions in the library. So for that, we have to use this header file. Next, enter into the main function of C program by having this main function. Start with curly brackets. Now, the comment that we are represented with double hashes, where we are going to print the name. So to display the name, prompt the user to have the name like this. Printf, in the printf, having in the double quotes, this is an optional message. See, if you want to write in your own wish, only the name, you can also write only the name. Otherwise, if you want to change only name, you can also write only name. And after that, give /n, because in the output, we can represent line by line. The next, I want to print as a user the date of birth. So whatever the content that you have taken in the double quotes, that is an only optional message. This is an optional message. You can take off any format. Okay, the same as it is, we can see as a display. The next print that I want to have in the output is nothing but printf the mobile number. I said, whatever content you have taken in a double quotes, that is an optional message. So you can take in any format. After having these three outputs in form of a printf library function, go to the return 0, which indicates the successful execution of the C program, and close the brackets. So if you compile this program and run this program finally, you can get the output like this. So as it is in the print, whatever you have given here, the same you will get as a now. You take any of the format, as it is, you will get the same as an output. And next, we have given the second printf is nothing but the date of birth in this respective format. The same date of birth format I'll get here. And last, in print, I want to have the mobile number. So whatever the format you have given here in the double quotes, as it is, you will get the output like this. So this is a very simple program to print the name, date of birth and the mobile number. Next, if you want to print using C program, if you want to print hello world, which is in the double quotes. So for that here, you have to first start your C program with the header file for representing input output functions. Okay. So next, give the main function where we can have the entry points for execution. So now, as I said in the question, to print hello world, so I want to have the printf as a output function to print hello world. Okay, so and all the statements you have to end with semicolon and thereby come to the return 0. It shows the successful execution of the C program and with curly brackets. So whatever in the printf you have given in the double quotes, same after compiling and running the C program, you will get the output in the console like this. The output you will get as it is whatever we have in the double quotes, the same you will get as a output. Next, third program. Write a program to find the sum of two numbers entered by the user. The input that I have given here is nothing but two numbers. Remember this carefully. Two numbers I have given. Okay. So simply I can say that here as a comment I have written that C program to add two numbers. Any two numbers. So for that, start your C program with a header file where we are having the input output functions. Next, come to the main function to start for the execution. Take the curly brackets. Now, int a and b. The numbers, whatever that you want to have, the two numbers, I took a is one integer, b is the another integer. Finally, the result. Initially, we don't know the result. That is the reason I kept sum is equal 0 at the initial declaration. Okay, and with semicolon. Now, read two numbers from the user having the printf function. So, enter that in double quotes, enter two integers and with semicolon. Now, to enter the two integers, we have to scan here with the two integers, so that has been located in the memory. So for that you have to use, as we have taken two numbers, use two integer specifiers. The specifier for the integer is nothing but %d, and the end symbol that we have used for two integers only to provide the address for A, to provide the address for B, and with semicolon. Now, here in the question they have asked sum of two numbers. Sum is to have the addition of A and B, we are using plus operator. And now the expression mathematically that we are having is nothing but sum is equal A plus B. And after that, that has to be print on the console. For that, use the printf output function and have this in the double quotes. That is, sum is output also becomes an integer. Okay. Now return 0. Say that program execution successful and close the bracket. So once if you compile and run this program, so automatically you will get on the console the respective output. So here in the first printf, you have given enter two integers. As it is, you will get enter two integers. It is ask you to enter the two integers. So I just add the first integer as 5 and space, the second integer as 8. You can take according to your wish the two integers. So if you want to take 7, you can take. If you want to take 5, also you can take. Whatever you wish, you can take these two integers with the space. Here the space is mandatory. And after that, automatically the C program will give the sum is equal to 13. So the second printf is sum. It is giving 13 as an integer. Next program is write a C program to find the size of int, float, double, and character. So these comments are not mandatory. So only to understand I have given these comments. So if you want, you can have, otherwise just ignore this at the time of the execution. Right? So first Start your program with hash include stdio.h for input output library function. Int main is a main function. We are entering into the main function of the C. And now the execution as starts with curly brackets. First, print the size of the int, taking the printf function. The size of the int. The size of the int is nothing but here undefined variable. That is the reason we have used the specifier called %u, and the size we are taking in bytes. Similarly, I want to have the size of the float. For the size of the float, take the printf, take in the double quote size of the float, and this is also undefined variable. So that is the reason %u, and the units is bytes here. And the /n is representing we are getting the output line by line. We are getting the output line by line. And the third, I want to know the size of the double data type. So for that, here the printf, take the printf as an output function. Size of the double is also undefined variable. That is the reason I use %u, and the units are bytes. Okay, finally we'll get the size of double. And also here we can see I want to have the size of the character. So printf, the size of the character is an undefined variable. We have used %u as a specifier, and that is also units bytes. And here I have used int size, float size, double size, and character, and thereby you can go with return 0, thereby program execution successful, and close the bracket. So once if you compile this with 0 errors, and after that if you run this program, you will get the output. First, size of the int 4 bytes. So here the compiler, according to the architecture, it is allotted that size of the int is 4 bytes, size of the float is 4 bytes, size of the double is 8 bytes, and size of the character is 1 byte. This output you will get for this program. Next program is write this program to swap the values of two variables. Swapping means replacing one place with another place. For that, again start with C program with the hash include stdio.h for input output functions. Start the main function of C and start the execution with a curly bracket. So first int, that is here we are taking two variables. Here we have taken two variables. So I assume A is the first variable, B is a second variable. So these two are integers, and of course the temporary variable I will introduce, because for swapping the values of two variables, the temporary variable is required. So how we can swap the values of A and B? By simply concentrate on these three steps, which are very important. So first, the integer variable A is stored in the temporary variable, and after that, that has been copied to the B variable, and B variable is which is nothing but it will take the temporary variable, and thereby take the printf function where we can have A is a integer, B is also an integer, where after swapping, okay, return 0 and program stop with curly brackets. And once if you compile with 0 errors and run this program, you will get automatically the output where A is equal 10, B is equal 5. Initially, I took A is equal 5, B is equal 10, but after swapping, here I will get A is equal to 10, B is equal 5, where we have swapped the values of two variables. Next, move on to the next program. C program to print hello world. and also this is my first program. So for this very simple program, first have the header file for the C program, start the main function, start the execution with curly bracket. So what, as a user, I want to print hello world, and also this is my first program, return 0, where the execution successful confirmation will take, close the brackets. And once if you compile with 0 errors and run this program, you will get the output as the same, the first hello world, and the second print is there. This is my first program. Okay. Next, if you see here, compute rectangle, perimeter and the area. This is the question. Calculating the rectangle, perimeter and the area. For that, we'll write a C program. Write a C program to compute the perimeter and the area of the rectangle with a height of 7 inches and a width of 5 inches. Okay. Now start the header file for the input output functions. Take the main function, start with the curly bracket. For the execution starts here. Now declare the variables in inches. The first one is height, width and perimeter and area. So here I have given the input as h is 5, width is 5. So now I want to compute the perimeter and also the area of the rectangle. So for that, here we are having an expression to calculate the perimeter. Perimeter is equal to asterisk height plus width and with semicolon. Similarly, calculate the area of the rectangle with an expression called area is equal height asterisk width and with semicolon. Finally, print the results. If you want to print the result, so you have to go for the output functions like printf. The first one is perimeter of the rectangle, which is an integer, and also the area of the rectangle, which is also an integer. Here the perimeter dimensions are inches, whereas area dimensions are square inches. Now return 0, close the program. Compile with 0 errors and run this program. Automatically you will get the output as same here. If you see in the first printf, we have seen the perimeter of the rectangle equal. So here it represents the integer, that is 24, and the dimensions is inches. In the next printf, it is area of the rectangle. And here I have taken that it is also an integer and the dimensions are square inches. Next, write a C program to calculate compound interest. How we can calculate the compound interest? So in C program, first write the header file, preprocessor, include stdio.h, where we can have the input output functions. Now here we have added one more header file that is called math.h for the requirement of power function. Okay, and next start the main program for the execution. And here in this case, here we have to declare the double principal, double rate and double time for the higher precision. For the higher precision, the data type that we have used here is double. Next, the frequency is the data type we have used is integer. Okay, so because the number of times the interest is compounded per year. Next, the amount, we are having the higher precision. That is the reason we have used double data type. And compound interest also, we should need the higher precision, and that is called, we have used double data type. Now first, input values from the user using the printf function and also scanf function. So now first for the principal amount, enter the principal amount, and for the principal amount, as the principal amount we have taken is a double data type, and we have used here %1f as a specifier for the double data type, where after decimal point we are having this accuracy of 1f. Next, go to the second printf, where we are having enter annual interest rate, that is in percentage. Annual interest rate, that is in percentage. So I said, this in double quotes, whatever the content that you are giving is optional. And for this value, you have to scan with the address that is provided for the rate in the memory, and that is also here. It is also double precision, we can see here. Similarly, for enter time period, that is in years, which is representing, that is also representing the time we have declared here, and that is also you have to scan with the double precision, and here the address has provided to the time. Next, move on to here. Printf enter compounding frequency. What is this compound frequency here? So 1 for annually, 4 for quarterly, like this they have specified. Okay, so then also here we can see scanf. So this is, I said, here it is a int. Int means the specifier that we have used is %d. Okay, and we have provided an address for this frequency, so we have used this symbol, and symbol. Okay, if you continue this program, so now converting the annual interest rate from percentage to decimal, this is the expression. And finally you can calculate the final amount using the compound interest formula, that is, this is an expression. And after that, here we can simply take this. A is the amount, P is the principal, and here we can simply asterisk, and here we can have 1 plus rate by frequency, and also frequency asterisk star. So that is, we can see that is in power, that is in power. So calculate the compound interest with the expression called compound interest is equal to amount minus principal. And now we can simply display the results. Printf, which is a final amount, that is in double precision, that is 0.21f. Highly precision we have seen here. Next, printf compound interest also in the highly accurate values. Return 0 and close the program. So once if you compile this with 0 errors and run this program, automatically you will get the output like this. So enter the principal amount 70, enter annual interest rate 10. Just I have entered these all the values. If you want to enter, you can enter in different values also. Okay, so just principal amount I entered 70, annual interest rate I entered 10, and entered time period also I entered 4, and this enter compounding frequency also I took for 12 for monthly. If you want to go for annually, just give 1. If you want to go for quarterly, give 4. So I want to go for monthly, that is the reason I use 12. Automatically this final amount will get, and also the compound interest also will get from the C program. Next, go on to the next program. Write a C program to print the following characters in reverse. Okay, so now for that, take the header file, take the main function, start the execution by declaring and initialize the character variables. So first I have taken the data type as a character, and the first character 1 I took as X. If you want to take some other alphabets also, you can take. I took X as a first character. Second character I took as M, and third character I took as L. So now I want to print the original and also the reversed characters. So take the printf, which is an output function. The reverse of which is a character, I represented the character specifier with the %C. As I took the initialized characters as 3, so here the percentage specifier for X, percentage specifier for M, percentage specifier for L. So that is, once if it is reversed, that also we are getting, that is also in a character. That is here the reverse we will get for, if it is 1, if it is 2, it is 3. So this automatically will become 3, this 2, and this will become 1. Okay, so character 1, character 2, character 3. So now here this is character 3, this is character 2, this is character 3. So once if you have this printf statement, go to the return 0 and close the brackets. So once if you compile with 0 errors and run this program, you will get automatically the reverse of XML. XML is LMX you will get. So if you want to change this XML, instead of X, if you take A, if you take B here, if you take C here, automatically this will become C, B, and E. That's your wish. Even you can change and compile, run this program. Next, write a C program to compute the perimeter and area of the circle with a given radius. Okay, so first take the header file, main function of the C program, start with the execution curly bracket. First here initialize with radius. That radius must be an integer, and store the radius of the circle here by having this float. Float is a data type. Area must be in float. Perimeter is also in float, which is are in a decimal in form. Come to the radius. So radius is 6. We have taken radius as 6 here because the data given here, radius has given here, say 6. Now how to calculate the perimeter? Calculating the perimeter of the circle, this is an expression, and after that you have to print this on the console of the C program, turbo C. Now go with the perimeter of the circle is equal to, here it is a float which is in inches. That is a perimeter. Next, after that, calculating the area, which is having this expression. So which is this, follow this expression and calculate the area. Next, print the result as area of the circle is equal to, this is also in float, and the units are square inches. Okay, return 0 and close the bracket with the curly bracket. Okay, once if you compile with 0 errors and run this program, automatically you will get here the output as the perimeter of the circle in inches and the area of the circle in square inches. Okay, thank you.